Test 1 2. All right, give me a moment. I am going to get settled in here. I hope everyone has had a good week here. It is almost Friday. Test 1 2. All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am Creole, one half of Untwisting the Game Crypto, where we discuss all things Bitcoin, Polkadot, and Cardano NFTs and the metaverse. As you know, we are not financial advisors, but we realize our words carry weight. At times, there may be something we missed or something we simply get wrong, so always do your own research. And today I want to discuss a project by the name of the STX 2.0 blockchain. It is a layer 1 blockchain that brings smart contracts and decentralized apps to Bitcoin. Now, Michelle has discussed this project in a previous episode, but I will now take a deeper dive. So in today's agenda, I'll provide an overview of the STX network and where to locate learning resources. We'll review the native token, the STX, and we will discuss its tokenomics. Then we'll take a deeper dive into the STX proof of transfer consensus mechanism, and we'll understand the differences between STX mining versus STX stacking capabilities. Finally, I'll review with you some working projects and dApps, including CityCoins, STX NFTs, and then finally Moonray, who is building RPG gaming on top of Bitcoin. This live recording should last a little around 30 minutes or so, depending on the questions in the live chat. As always, I'll provide timestamps and resources in the description below, so you may flow freely throughout the information in this video. Finally, please kindly help the crypto community out by clicking the thumbs up so more people can be aware of this project. Okay, with that, let's begin. You know, I have pulled up on the screen right now the homepage for the STX network, which is www.stx.co. And I think there's one thing we can all agree on in the crypto community, is that one thing for sure, the world is converging on top of Bitcoin, and demand for use cases around Bitcoin is increasing. So instead of competing with Bitcoin's underlying protocol, this STX network builds on and extends the Bitcoin network. This enables STX to grow with Bitcoin and leverage Bitcoin's capital, security, and network. So their motto here is a better internet built on Bitcoin. STX makes Bitcoin programmable, enabling decentralized apps or dApps and smart contracts that inherit all of Bitcoin's powers here. So let's just skim through this website and I will show you the deep knowledge nuggets and links within this first page. So building apps and smart contracts on Bitcoin. STX connects to Bitcoin, enabling you to build apps, smart contracts, and digital assets that are integrated with Bitcoin security capital and network here. And if you're a developer, you can click this link, Start Building, to learn more about the protocol. Now, this is something very interesting about stacks here, is that you can earn Bitcoin by buying, holding, and stacking the STX token. And I'm going to go into this a little bit deeper later, but you'll be able to lock your STX temporarily to support the network security and consensus. As a reward, you'll earn Bitcoin that miners transfer as part of the proof of transfer. And this proof of transfer is the consensus mechanism, and we're going to go into that a little deeper in a moment. Okay, now reimagine your our financial system on top of Bitcoin. So again, this figure is old here. Stacks makes Bitcoins, I believe we're at over a trillion. 1 trillion of capital programmable with smart contracts. Build a better financial system on top of Bitcoin that's open, composable, and without intermediaries. Now, another unique thing about this Stacks protocol is their clarity. Okay, clarity is their language for smart contracts, for safer smart contracts. So you'll be able to run your app's logic on blockchain with Clarity smart contracts. And Clarity is a more secure and predictable language that prevents many bugs and exploits. Perfect for high stakes code where bugs are not an option. Now, I'll scroll down here, and on the front page of the website, they list all the resources that you need to know to jump in and learn deeper about the Stacks protocol. So they have a section for developers, they have documentation, Discord, the GitHub, and also the Clarity website. Okay, this is the smart contract language that Stack uses, and more tutorials there. They also have developer tools here. They have Hero, the Stacks Explorer, the Stacks Explorer Sandbox, and more Clarity tools there. Now, as far as mining, here are all the resources that you need to know if you want to start mining in the Stacks network. So mining is the process of adding new blocks to the Stacks blockchain. With proof of transfer, miners spend Bitcoin to mine new blocks. No special hardware is required. And you know, if you listen to a lot of Bitcoin maximalists, the game theory here is that Bitcoin, there is a low barrier of entry when it comes to securing the network, whether it be a node or mining, and Stacks kind of continues that thesis on forward with their blockchain that's integrated or hashes to the Bitcoin network. And I'm going to explain all this in the next couple of tabs here. But here's some more resources for stacking. Again, stacking is when you lock your STX temporarily to support the network security and consensus. As a reward, you'll earn Bitcoin that miners transfer through proof of transfer. So here are all of your resources here if you are interested in learning more about stacking the STX token to receive Bitcoin payouts. And I'm going to go over all this, okay? So I'm just a quick review here. Then they have a section for grants and funding. The Stacks Accelerator is the, it's not a foundation, but it is the unit that helps other developers build on top of Stacks with financial support there. And then you have your community links here. Okay, and some information about the governance with the Stacks Foundation, and also the many wallets that you can use on the Stacks network. And then finally, all of the exchanges you can trade the STX. We've got Binance, OKCoin, and make sure that's Binance, not Binance.us, OKCoin, blockchain.com, KuCoin, crypto.com. I'm not for sure if the STX token is in the app itself, but I do know it's in the crypto.com exchange, Upbit, OKX, 7B, Toko Crypto, and then finally FTX, and then custody providers, Coinbase Custody here. I won't get into the rumor mill, but I might talk about it a little later. So, you know, every time I look into the project, the first thing I go to is the white paper. So now I have the white paper pulled up, and we're going to discuss the tokenomics here. Okay, this is the second version, or 2.0, of the Stacks network. It did go through a couple of one name change. It was referred to as Block Stacks at first, but here is the most recent updated white paper here, Stacks 2.0, Apps and Smart Contracts for Bitcoin. This was written by Muneeb Ali. He is the co-founder. Now, Muneeb, he has been on YouTube interviews and debates quite a bit recently. I'm loving his professionalism when he's doing these debates, and he's a wealth of knowledge. He is a Bitcoin OG. He's been working on Bitcoin, I believe, since 2011 or 2013, he said in one interview. But Muneeb, he is a Pakistani-American computer scientist and internet entrepreneur. He actually received his PhD in computer science from Princeton University in 2017. He is known for the regulatory framework that resulted in the first SEC qualified offering for a crypto asset. Okay, that's important. And he's known for his doctoral dissertation, which formed the basis of the Blockstack decentralized network. We'll get into that in a little bit. But he is also the co-author of a proto-thread and proof of transfer consensus. We're going to take a deep dive into the proof of transfer consensus. And also, according to Google Scholar, Muneeb has written 18 research papers, and he has been cited 1,600 times. So that kind of is a testimony to his work and his body of work stemming back from his college days. And actually, a little known fact that I came across about Muneeb is that he is actually one of the main characters in the book of Life After Google. I think it was written by George Gilder. Anyway, and he was actually also a technical advisor to the HBO show Silicon Valley. So that's a little known fact here. Okay, let's kind of just jump into this white paper. And again, do your own research. This thing is only 11 pages. Take the time to sit down and read through this, but I'm going to go straight to the handy dandy tokenomics here. Okay, tokenomics. This is very important when you're looking at if you decide to want to invest in a crypto platform or not. And I'll be honest, when I first read this, I wasn't too impressed with the tokenomics, and I'll tell you why. Let's just read through it here. Okay, token economics of the STX token. The Stacks cryptocurrency has 1.3 billion STX in the Genesis block, okay? These STX were distributed through various offerings in 2017 and 2019. The 2017 offering distributed STX at a 12-cent price. Wow, that's nice. The 2019 Reg S offering at 25 cents. And here's the key point here. And that 2019 SEC qualified offering at 30 cents. So that Reg S is just when an issuer conducts an offering of either debt in the company or equity securities solely in one or more countries outside of the United States. So that's a really interesting history here, how he was able to do an offering that was SEC qualified. And it was the first, and I believe the only right now SEC qualified offering. But let's take a look into the tokenomics here. So again, this is the Genesis block. 14% went to the Hero PBC Treasury. Hero is a company or entity that kind of builds developer tools for Stacks. So they have a wallet, they have other developer tools. So that makes sense that they get a significant portion of the distribution here. The Stacks Foundation Treasury, that's always good. Independent entities. I actually tried to look this up, And the only thing that I could find out about independent entities, I haven't looked at the SEC filing yet, but it's just the Stacks ecosystem collection of independent entities, which includes developers, community members, and others working to build a user-owned internet on Bitcoin. So that's really not specific where that money went to. A Liberated Software LLC, could find very little on them. Their website actually wasn't loading for me. But they do have a LinkedIn site. They have 2 to 10 employees. Research universities, I always love to see projects give back to universities because that's where people or students tend to gravitate towards doing their dissertations or their final thesis. So that's always good. Now here's Muneeb here. He has 6.6% of the offering. That's a significant amount. So that kind of worried me. The team 7.9%. That's regular. Equity investor distribution. What does that say? 8%. Then you have 2017 token sales. That was almost 30% there. So when we stand back and look at this, there was a significant amount of tokens that were given to insiders, VCs, founders, and the team. Now, doing my research on the team and other members of this pie, I don't see that they will actually dump on the market. I think they're using those funds to actually develop the ecosystem. Okay, so let's move on about the token economics here. The Stacks cryptocurrency has a predefined future supply that reaches approximately 1.818 million STX by the year 2050. Okay, this is a reduction from the earlier 2.04 million number from the first iteration of the white paper. So by end of January 2021, approximately 1 million of the 1.32 million Genesis block STX will be liquid, and the remaining will unlock monthly following various locks. For example, STX allocated for founders and employees follow a 3-year unlocking, and a subset of these will unlock between January 2021 and November of 2021. So we're in the midst of that. So, a lot of these initial coins or tokens are being unlocked for these founding members and employees, and the price is going up. So that's telling us that the founders and members are actually hodling these coins. So that's good news. And then we have a little a chart graph here of the cumulative unlocked tokens in the billions. And we see that over a gradual amount of time, mining tokens will be released. And we will jump into that here in our overview. Okay. Give me one moment here. And thank you for joining. I see Crawford is in the Crawford's in the chat. He says, "Let's go." Yes, let's go, Crawford. What's up? I asked, "What's up?" Crawford says, "My portfolio." Amen. It is a good quarter already, and we're just getting started. It looks like a new name in the chat here, Osman. Osman says hi. Hello, Osman. Thank you for joining us. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the overview of the Stacks 2.0 blockchain. That will include capabilities, mining, and the differences between mining and stacking here. Okay, introduction. Stacks 2.0 is a layer 1 blockchain that connects to Bitcoin and brings smart contracts and decentralized apps to it. Smart contracts and apps developed on Stacks platform are natively integrated with the security, stability, and economic power of Bitcoin. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about the capabilities here, I'll leave this link in the description below. You can go there. But let's talk about the consensus mechanism, because this consensus mechanism is what really has me excited about this project. So I'm going to go through this. I'm just going to read through this, but then I'm going to tie it all together at the end for you, okay? So the consensus mechanism. Stacks 2.0 implements a new mining mechanism called Proof of Transfer, or POX, Okay, POX is a consensus algorithm between two blockchains. It uses an established blockchain, in this case Bitcoin, to secure the new blockchain, in this case STX. Okay, now this proof of transfer connects to Bitcoin with a 1-to-1 block ratio, meaning anything that happens on the STX blockchain can be verified on the Bitcoin blockchain. So instead of burning electricity in proof of work, proof of transfer reuses already minted Bitcoins as proof of computation, and those miners represent their costs of mining in Bitcoins directly. Okay, if that doesn't make sense, just hang on with me. I'm going to tie it all together for you, okay? So the mining capability of this protocol, mining is required to make the network usable, trustworthy, and secure. Miners verify incoming transactions, participate in the consensus mechanism, and write new blocks to the blockchain. Now, with stacks to incentivize mining, miners receive freshly minted stacks, STX tokens, if they win the bid for becoming the leader of the next round. Okay, so let's just take a moment and kind of just digest that here, okay, before we move on to stacking. Okay, so this consensus mechanism, this algorithm, okay, usually in proof of work, right, which is Bitcoin, it requires nodes to dedicate computation resources, right? That's the hash rate. Okay, in proof of stake, these nodes dedicate financial resources instead of hash rate to secure the network, right? So you have the native coin, and you can stake or delegate your native coin to the consensus algorithm to secure it. That's proof of stake. Now, proof of burn, which I had to go look up. I wasn't too familiar with proof of burn, but this ties into proof of transfer. So proof of burn is an alternative consensus algorithm, and it ties to it tries to address the high energy consumption issue with the proof of work system. So with proof of burn, it's often called the proof of work system without energy waste. It operates on the principle of allowing miners to burn the proof of work tokens as a proxy for computing resources. So this kind of ties into understanding proof of transfer. So this kind of brings us to the proof of transfer here. So as an extension of the proof of burn mechanism, right? You've got your proof of burn. Miners are just taking the tokens and they're burning them, right? They're sending them to a one-way smart contract, and those tokens are never retrievable, okay? But with proof of transfer, instead of burning those tokens, the miners give those tokens back to the community, okay? So the proof of transfer uses a proof of work cryptocurrency, okay, to establish and secure the blockchain for the new blockchain. However, unlike proof of burn, rather than burning the cryptocurrency, miners transfer the committed cryptocurrency to some of the participants in the network, okay? All right, hang with me, all right? I'm going to show you a graphic that kind of ties all this together. So let's move on to stacking here. So not only can you mine on this network, but you can stack the native token. So Bitcoins used for miners, bids are sent to a specific address corresponding to stacks, STX tokens, holders that are actively participating in the consensus. So thus, rather than being destroyed, the Bitcoins consumed in the mining process go to a productive stacks holders as a reward based on their holdings of stacks and participation in the stacks algorithm. Okay, so let's move on to, okay, let me kind of just touch on the smart contracts part, because these smart contracts are superior than the Solidity smart contracts because they are backed by the Bitcoin, okay? So the Clarity smart contract language optimizes for predictability and security. So clarity is distinct from other languages designed for writing smart contracts in these ways. So predictability, security, and no compiler. Okay, contracts written in clarity are broadcasted on Stacks blockchain exactly as they are written by developers. This ensures that the code developers wrote, analyzed, and tested is exactly what gets executed. And this is, if you listen to a lot of Solidity or Ethereum developers, this has kind of been an issue of contention where they can write a code, but it actually performs differently when it's deployed in real life situations. So with Stacks, there's no compiler there. And of course, if you want to take a deeper dive, you'll be able to click this link, Clarity Overview. But what's interesting, I've been listening to a lot of Muneeb's interviews. And in one interview, he said that, he chose Clarity over Solidity, which is, Ethereum's programming language, because it offers a more secure and transparent environment for running those smart contracts. All right. So with that, let's kind of move into this graphic here. And I want to kind of tie this all together so you understand the significance of this mechanism. Okay, so here are your stackers. We're going to start on the right side of this graphic. Okay, so you are a stacker, right? If you have an STX token and you want to delegate it to a pool, you are stacking your STX, okay? And the thing about these stackers is that with Bitcoin providing the service of the network, you're able to lock up your STX tokens for a certain amount of time. Okay, so you're able to lock your STX tokens, and I believe it's 2,100 blocks, which is about 2 weeks. So each time you lock your STX tokens up to a delegation or a pool, they're going to be locked up for 2 weeks, right? But you will receive rewards in BTC. Okay, so let's take a step back and look at the miner's role here. So the miner, they spend their Bitcoin. So a miner puts up Bitcoin, or they bid. Think of it like a lottery ticket. So these miners are purchasing lottery tickets with BTC. Okay, the more bid or the more Bitcoin that you spend, the higher your probability is as a miner to win a block. Okay, once that miner wins that block, okay, that miner randomly picks stackers to provide Bitcoin to. Okay, so all of this is random, and the miner is picked randomly, but if you bid more Bitcoin, you have a higher probability of winning the block, right? Same thing with if you're a stacker. If you stack more STX, you will have a higher probability of receiving Bitcoin. So once the miner transferred Bitcoin to the stackers, then the miner is able to write blocks on the Bitcoin blockchain. Once that is done and the miner writes the blocks, then the miner receives freshly minted STX reward tokens, and they also get to receive the transaction fees. So that's a really interesting mechanism here, and it seems to be working for them, and I will explain why. So I actually started stacking, and if you go back to the stacks.co or .co website, they provide you a list of different ways that you can delegate your STX to. I chose planbetter.org. Here is this person's app here. So you send your STX to your Hero wallet. It populates here. I've locked up a certain amount of STX in the last cycle. Right now we are at cycle 19. The estimated end of this cycle is in 5 days. So each reward cycle is 2 weeks. Here's the current block. The cycle number 20 is coming up. And right now, this is the first cycle I've delegated to. So I anticipate my payouts in sats to my Bitcoin wallet that is associated with my Stacks wallet here. So I am actually waiting for a payout that I should receive in about 5 days. So and the interest now I've seen kind of ranges between 10 to 12% interest that you receive back in Bitcoin. So that's a beautiful thing for Bitcoin. So those that are kind of hating on Stacks right now aren't seeing the good things that it's doing for the Bitcoin network, right? And we're increasing adoption, increasing transactions. Okay, with that, I'm going to go into some of the dApps that have been deployed and have been fairly successful so far on top of Stacks. The first one I want to talk about is CityCoins. If you have been watching any of the Miami crypto news recently, you have seen Mayor Suarez go on all of the major channels and talk about his MiamiCoin. Okay, that MiamiCoin was built on top of Stacks, and I'm gonna tie this all in at the end for you. So CityCoins here, again, we're at citycoins.co. This CityCoins project is one of the major reasons I'm so bullish on the Stacks network, and I'm going to explain. So introducing CityCoins. CityCoins gives communities the power to improve their cities while providing crypto rewards to individual contributors and city governments alike. So the first deployment was MiamiCoin, okay? And if we go to this tweet, I'm going to show you this. Okay, this was posted by CityCoins on October 27th. MiamiCoin launched over 2 months ago and has raised nearly $20 million for the city of Miami. That's $10 million a month that this coin has raised for the city of Miami. So what do you think other cities are going to do? Okay, so let's go back into what CityCoin is here. So how it works. CityCoins are powered by the Stacks, okay, a protocol that enables smart contracts on the Bitcoin network. Anyone can compete to mine CityCoins by forwarding their Stacks tokens through the Stacks protocol. 30% of the miners' forwarded Stacks is directed into a wallet reserved for each city, and the remaining 70% can be stacked to earn STX and BTC. So, again, the same mechanism built on top, that Stacks built on top of Bitcoin, CityCoins is building on top of Stacks. So you can have your CityCoin and you can actually mine it, or you can also stack it, all right? You can learn more here. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty right now due to time sakes, but I will link this to you below. So let's look at this. This is what really got me excited here. So vote for your city. Cast your vote today to support your favorite city. And we can see all the cities across the United States that are coming soon. So Miami has been deployed. Who's next? The San Francisco City Coin is next. And then we have several different cities, Austin down here, 7 different cities across the United States that are working on their own CityCoin. And the team is stellar. Go look the team up. Actually, Amanda was the chief marketing officer at, Consensus. It says it right here. So the team is stellar. They're building smart contracts on top of Stacks. And let's go to the FAQ here. I wanted to show you something. So let's just take a step back and kind of do some game theory here. This is just the start. Imagine all of these cities having their own coins, okay? And you'll ask yourself, why do I need a MiamiCoin? I'm going to explain why here in this FAQ. So let's go through this FAQ and I'm going to tie it all in. So what are CityCoins? CityCoins offer people a way to support their city and grow its crypto treasury while earning Bitcoin and Stacks for themselves. Each city will have their own coin, starting with Miami, the MiamiCoin, and see the FAQ on the second half of this document. What can I do with CityCoins? With any CityCoin, you can mine it, hold it, stack it to earn STX. You can borrow it, you can lend it, and you can program it. So each city will be able to program and customize their own coin. And this is all built on open source software. That's so key. As we move into this era of CBDCs and these other government coins, humanity is going to gravitate towards the open source software. So that's good to see. CityCoins are a new way for developers to create applications and experiment with innovative use cases. At launch, the benefit of CityCoins will be earning STX. So that's what we're doing right now with the MiamiCoin, and I'm going to show you how much money we're making with MiamiCoin right now. However, CityCoins are programmable and will have additional utility over time. So we are still so early to this. And again, with each CityCoin, you'll be able to mine it and you'll be able to stack it, just like the Stacks network. So CityCoins are mined by forwarding the STX, which is the Stacks token, to the CityCoin smart contracts on the Stacks protocol. So in order to mine each CityCoin, a person needs to have the STX token. So that's even more use case for the STX token. So take a step back and think about all of the major cities just in America. Okay, you see where this is heading? And it's all built on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. So when people tell me that Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin, they're out of their flipping minds, right? Is Bitcoin going after cities? Is Ethereum going to go after cities and convert millions of people to their blockchain at a time? No. All right. Okay. I digress. The winning miner can claim their rewarded CityCoins from their Stacks address at any time. This is key. The mayor of a city may elect at any time to accept the reserve wallet to access the treasury for use by the city. Okay, so we already know in the Miami wallet, as far as since yesterday, there's $20 million sitting there of the Stacks token. And if you listen to the interviews of Mayor Suarez, this guy is talking about eliminating taxes. We don't need to charge or to implement taxes on our citizens if they use the Miami coin. Whoa. There's your adoption right there. Okay, stacking is the second capability of CityCoins. CityCoins can earn for holders in STX and BTC through a function on Stacks protocol known as stacking. We've already been through that. So stacking CityCoins earns STX rewards. STX rewards can further be stacked on Stacks to earn Bitcoin rewards. Okay, one other thing I wanted to point out on this website, I'm going to move forward here, is the tokenomics. Because if you go to CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, the tokenomics of the Miami coin are just non-existent, right? You don't know the total supply. You don't know the max supply. We really don't even know the market cap of these coins. That's how early we are. But I did want to mention this to you, and this kind of paints a picture of why that is, right? Because each CityCoin is programmable. So CityCoins will continue to grow over time as cities and their citizens see fit, bestowing reputational, identity, ownership, access control, and programmable utility on top of their fundamental economic functionality. And you can learn more about the CityCoin tokenomics here. I'm not going to go into it, but it basically says that each city will have their own ability to dictate what the tokenomics are. Okay, so I wanted to show you this. I wanted to show you how much we're making right now, okay, off of the Miami coin. So the only place you can actually purchase the Miami coin right now is OKCoin.com. And if you click the earn tab here, you can go down, and once you purchase or mine the Miami coin, you are able to stack it. What's this? Okay, let me show you this. Okay, so I'm able to stack my Miami coin and earn STX rewards. What's my estimated APY? 430 freaking percent. Okay, so let's just do an example. Let's say I went out and bought, I don't know, 200,000 Miami coins. And right now, a Miami coin is around, I think it's below 2 cents. So, I mean, that's very economical right there. So let's just say I have 200,000 Miami coins. I want to lock it up for one cycle. Again, one cycle is about 2 weeks. Okay, in about 2 weeks, so 2 weeks, a cycle, I'm going to make 487 STX tokens. STX tokens right now is going for a little over $2. Are you doing the math with me here? Okay, and then I'll have an estimated unlock date of November 22nd. So what if I held it for 12 cycles? I would have 5,854 stacks. 430% APY right now. Why? Because you're so early to this, right? Now, let's take a step back and think about San Francisco coin, New York coin, Austin coin, Seattle coin, right? Because all these municipalities, they want this free money. They're going to want it. And Mayor Suarez is showing them, hey, I've got $20 million sitting in a wallet right now, and I didn't have to do anything. And I can make that grow if I can convince the citizens of my city to actually use the coin. And if you listen to the mayor of Miami, he says they're working on restaurants being able to give discounts if you use the Miami coin. You'll be able to pay tickets and fees with your Miami coin. You'll be able to go to a Heats game and get discounts for using the Miami coin. So the use case is there, right? It's being worked on. And you can see if you're early to this, the gains, right? So the STX token is going to be absolutely massive because all of these city coins are going to be built on top of it. Unbelievable, right? Okay, again, I encourage you to go follow the CityCoins Twitter here. I'll leave that in the description below. But with that, let me kind of address the chat, and I'm going to move on to the next segment here. Miami, and actually, CityCoins is having an event at Art Basel in Miami, and you can purchase tickets right now. Tickets are only $20. Look, they've already got the San Francisco logo up for CityCoins. Wow, what's the population of San Francisco? What if 20% of the population started using the coin? What do you think is going to happen to the STX token? Right? Anyway, back to Art Basel. If you are in Miami, Michelle and I will be there, and we will be at the CityCoins event. So I hope to see any of you there if you are in the area. Okay, I'm going to the chat now. Crawford says, if you need a small transfer verified, is it a small proof of transfer? So if you read the documents, there's what's called micro blocks. So there are several micro blocks that are hashed in one block. So it is very easy to do micro payments there. Okay, Crawford also says, if you get scared when you're verifying, is it a chicken proof of transfer? Yes, I guess you're right there. Crawford always says, I could go all day with these. Yes. You know, I'm brushing up on my dad jokes too. All right, Crawford still in the chat. I appreciate the engagement, Crawford. He says, so it is essentially like buying miners, but instead of hardware, you get STX. Yes. So that is correct. You don't have to buy any hardware to do this, right? Even as a miner, you don't even have to buy significant hardware. Right? Because you're bidding with your Bitcoin. That's all the hardware you need, right? Okay. Let me move on to the NFT section about Bitcoin. So when people online tell you Bitcoin is a boomer coin, no, it's not, right? There's nothing Ethereum can do that Bitcoin cannot now. Smart contracts are here on Bitcoin. Why use Ethereum? Tell me why. Right? You don't need to. Cities, governments, corporations, they're going to gravitate towards the most secure blockchain. Not a blockchain that changes its consensus mechanism every time there's a hack or every time Vitalik feels like it, right? All right, let's move on to NFT secured by Bitcoin. Again, super early to this. I've been on this website for the past, I don't know, it feels like 2 months, but it's probably been only a month. And I've seen this ecosystem actually explode. When I came to this website, there were 3 projects on it. Now you can see there are several NFT projects on it. The Bitcoin birds. I don't know if Dr. Crypto is listening right now, but I called Dr. Crypto, right, after a couple of glasses of wine, and I said, hey, should I buy a pixelated picture of a bird for $2,000? And we actually talked ourselves into buying it. Right now, these Bitcoin birds are worth, the floor is, I think, around 20 to 25 grand. So again, we're very early to this. This Megapont Ape Club is going to be absolutely massive. Take a look into that. And you can view and explore different collections. A lot of these still have mints to be made, so that's how early you are. And you can explore and view the floor price here. Now here's another STX NFT website. This is stxnft.com. Let's let this pull up. I even got a couple of these funky donuts. They have an interesting roadmap. Okay, here is another website where you can go and get NFTs secured by the Bitcoin network. You've got 3D zebras here. These stacculants, Miami degens are kind of popular. There's only 420 of these minted. Only cost 69 stacks to mint one. So take your time and just go through these projects, because nobody is really talking about Bitcoin NFTs right now. And in the future, it is in my humble opinion, the most significant projects will want to be hashed on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. I think this is, was this Moby or Fatboy Slim had a release, these #1 smileys. They're for a steal right now. So definitely take your time and go through this. All right, I'm going to go into the last section here that I wanted to bring up with you. It is gaming. NFT gaming on top of Bitcoin. Go follow Moonray.btc, right? They are building RPG gaming on top of the Bitcoin network, where gamers can actually earn Bitcoin. So, what Ethereum is doing, what Solana is doing, what Cardano is doing, I feel will eventually collapse on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. That's why here we always say Bitcoin is king. But who knows, right? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So I did want to play for you just a 3-minute video of what Moonray is doing. Okay, give it a second to load here. All right, just take a listen to this video, y'all.
We've been working on Moonray for 2 years. And we started initially, we were just going to make, a premium game, just like, every other, game studio out there. And then, I've always been interested in Bitcoin, since like 2012, although I foolishly never bought any because, I just like the technology. So that was a brilliant move. But I've always liked blockchain, and we started watching what was happening with blockchain and gaming, and we got connected with the Stacks Accelerator, and it just became obvious that this is the business model of the future for gaming, and the premium business model of like, pay me $60 and I'll let you play my game. That's over, and that's going to be gone within a few years, I think. Or it'll just be a very reduced small niche, because this model where you could create like a whole new economy, which is not just NFT based. I mean, I think there's a lot more to it than just, selling NFTs. This is like a totally new way of letting people spend their time and rewarding their time, in a cool environment. So, we made the change to become, a blockchain GameFi company, and it's just been crazy ever since. I mean, it's been absolutely bananas. So we've been, we're almost finished with our fundraising round, and it's going really well. We are getting ready to launch the early access release of Moonray on Steam Q1 next year, so probably around March. That'll be the beginnings of the single-player campaigns, like an hour or two of gameplay, and then we're going to be adding co-op, player versus player duels, like deathmatch arena kind of stuff, and then scaling up until we have a full-scale, like MMO multiplayer city that we'll start introducing by the end of next year, and that's going to be like the multiplayer hub. So you can log in, spend time in the city, and then either go on a single player campaign, join up with friends, and go on a multiplayer raid, or lots of other things in the future. I think that what we're making now, the game we're making now, is just kind of like the first version of what's possible. And over time, I expect that to change. So we're going to shift focus as time goes on more and more to the multiplayer city and the DAO, and that's going to be the mechanism where we evolve the gameplay into whatever it is that people want to see, basically. So it's like right now, I think that we're a gaming company, but I think in I don't know, a year or two, that might be different. I don't think gaming is just one aspect of what happens, but this is going to get, I think, much broader and bigger than just a game.
If you want to know more about the Moonray game, click on the link in the description below to listen to the full audio of the interview with Moonray CEO Rodrigo. If you enjoyed this video, you can leave a like or let us know what you think in the comments. Want to get more exciting updates about Stacks? Consider subscribing to the channel or follow us on Twitter, Telegram or Reddit. Thank you for watching.
Wow. So again, name me something that Ethereum can do that Bitcoin cannot. I don't think you can. Let me go to the chat right quick, and I'm going to, in the video here, Dr. Crypto in the video, stacks, yes. Dr. Crypto, I'm glad you joined. I actually told the story of us buying the Bitcoin bird, right? So that was an epic decision for sure. Again, go to the Stacks Art or the stacksnft.com to just look around at NFTs, because right now everything is so cheap because you're so early. You are so early to that. And with that, I'm going to close it out with a couple songs. Again, if you are in Miami, from December 1st to December 5th, let us know in the Discord. You can join the Discord in the solo.me or solo.to, and it's the link is in the description, okay? Let me go back to the Discord here. Yes, Crawford says, charge insane gas fees. Yeah, that's funny you say that. I was actually on the phone with Michelle earlier. She spent $700 in gas fees to have the transaction fail. She was very pissed today. And that's the game you play when you use Ethereum right now. And what's insane is that it's about to get crazier. Right? We're not even at the height of the bull market. So transaction fees might be hit $2,000-$3,000 if you want to interact with a smart contract or mint an NFT. which is insane. And this is a theory. That's why the Ethereum NFT secondary market is so hot, because nobody wants to mint an NFT on Ethereum. Think about it, right? Look at this top 10 here. Look at Shiba Inu in the top 10, right? Meme coins, they're gonna battle each other out, but we are here for long-term gains. Those meme coins are gonna come and go. Why? Because Miami is not going to build their coin on top of Shibu. Why? Because San Francisco is not going to build their coin on top of Dogecoin. Right? Bitcoin is king. I'm trying to lay this out for you as I see it. Let's go back to the map. I really don't think people quite understand yet how CityCoins is going to be absolutely major. How do we know? They are being built on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. Let's take a look at the map. Where is that? Kentucky? Is that Louisville, Kentucky? Well, I actually think they're very bullish on Bitcoin. I think Kentucky welcomes Bitcoin miners. What is this? DC? Virginia? What state is this? Is that Iowa or Ohio? All right, look at Colorado, Utah, Idaho. They're coming. And what do you think is going to happen when these cities say, hey, we're making so much money off of our city coin that we're no longer going to charge taxes? What do you think other municipalities are going to do? We're early. All right, with that, I'm going to play one more song and I'm out. Let me know if you're in Miami. I've got a couple extra tickets to several events. If you're in the Discord, shout out to me, and we'll pass you some free tickets along. Okay? We'll end out on this song. Vegas coin. Yes, Vegas coin is going to be huge. Can you imagine? All on top of Bitcoin, not Ethereum. I am going to try to go live Sunday. I've got to catch you all up on the news. I know I've been slacking, but I've been traveling so much. Last week, we were in New York, then LA, then back home. I don't even know what home is anymore. You know, I've actually never been to Miami, so I'm actually kind of excited about that. I've got my pastel colors ready. And you can actually vote for your city. You know, if you go vote for your city, there's even more cities listed here that's not on the map. More bullish. All these smart contracts built on top of Bitcoin, secured by Bitcoin, rewarded in Bitcoin. Crawford said a pastel romper. No, I'm not that metrosexual. Okay, let me show you this. Let's take a look at this drop down. These are all of the cities you can vote for right now: Albuquerque, Arlington, Atlanta, Austin, Baltimore, Maryland, Charlotte, Chicago, Colorado Springs, Columbus, Dallas, Denver, Detroit, El Paso, Fort Worth, Fresno, Houston, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Kansas City, Las Vegas. Dr. Crypto is right there. You can go vote for it. Long Beach, California. Hey, that's where I met my wife. Los Angeles, that's coming soon. Louisville, Jefferson County, Kentucky. So that's where Kentucky was, Louisville. Louisville is very bullish on Bitcoin, right? Anywhere where there's cheap electricity, they're bullish on Bitcoin. Memphis, Mesa, Arizona, don't know where that is. Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Nashville, Davison, New Orleans. Hey, imagine getting lit spinning your New Orleans coin on Bourbon Street, right? New York, Oakland, Oklahoma City, okay. Omaha, Philadelphia, born and raised, right? Phoenix, Portland, Raleigh, North Carolina, Sacramento, San Antonio, San Diego, San Francisco, San Jose, Seattle, Tampa, Tucson, Tulsa, Oklahoma. How about that? Virginia Beach, Virginia, Washington, D.C., and then other. So, do you see where this is heading? And people think Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin. Where's your adoption? Here it is right in front of your face. Stacks Network. Building on top of Bitcoin. What more can I say? Okay, with that, I'm going to end it. Thank you for joining me. If you're just joining the session, wait about 30 minutes. I'll go back through and put my timestamps in so you can flow freely through the information in this video. Jam-packed. Huge. Stacks Network. It's here. Smart contracts on Bitcoin. Gaming on Bitcoin. NFTs on Bitcoin. Why do we need Ethereum? Somebody explain to me in the chat. Why do we need Ethereum? All right, have a good evening. I'm a thug. Peace.